Hi everybody, I hope you are having a fantastic day and welcome to my kitchen. I am Bee from Thermitucker, helping you with your Thermomix today. So our little recipe we will be trying, I have tried to pull it up on my cookie dough and the same thing happened again. I think this could be because it is a UK recipe. But never fear, if you can't get it on your machine directly, you can absolutely get it on another device. So I'll be using that today to make vegan mushroom masala. I know it says with chili and turmeric, but that's basically just the ingredients that go into it. And I've got a little tweak for you. Yes, you know that I love to do that and give you guys examples of other ways of expanding your meals or little hints and tips. So let's get started. The very first thing that it does call for is a combination of ingredients, and I've gone ahead and actually cooked that portion off already. So just so that you know, it's 1 tin of crushed tomatoes, any tomatoes that you have, and then also 80 grams of dairy-free milk. A really good tip, just to let you know, is please make sure that the milk that you're using, like a rice, oat, almond, is not sweetened. I am guilty of this. I have made a dish and realized at the end when I've tasted it, it's sweet and it's supposed to be a savory meal. So just a little reminder for you, that is what you're looking for, all right? Something that is unsweetened. So 80 grams worth of this, and then also 50 grams of your dairy-free. So this is a vegan version. If you are not vegan and you don't have to avoid these ingredients, please go ahead and just use your normal ingredients. So this is what you use, 50 grams. And then also half a teaspoon of sugar, that will help with the acidity of the tomatoes. And then also a teaspoon worth of salt. Now, what we do is we put the steaming basket on top, and that will be cooked for 12 minutes on 100 degrees and speed number 2. So I'm going to actually show you what it looks like now, the finished result, so that you can see. It's basically a tomato sauce. It smells really good, actually. I was surprised when it was cooking. I was thinking to myself, what smells so good? Is somebody else next door cooking something? But it's the sauce. It really smells delicious. So that is done. While that's cooking, all I needed to do was heat a frying pan and add in a tablespoon worth of olive oil and cook 200 grams worth of button mushrooms until they were brown. It took 4 minutes. It was super quick. So this part of the recipe, you can do, if you want to, sauteed mushrooms in advance of the recipe. So in other words, have a look on Cookie Dough. There is a way to actually steam your mushrooms inside here. Then after that little steaming portion, you'll actually add it into your bowl, and that will then fry them, saute them. So that is an option if you don't have time to stand in front of your frying pan. All right, so once that's done, obviously what I've done is put it inside my thermoserver so it's lovely and warm. I'll walk you through the rest of this recipe. It is very, very simple. What you then do once you have your sauce is add in your flavor. So there are a couple of ingredients. I will be adding them in now, so I'll walk you through those. The first ingredient is your garam masala. And it calls for a tablespoon of that. Let me just pull that out from my drawer. So 1 tablespoon. Obviously this is the curry element. There is a bit of chili as well. So you can see I'm adding a heaped spoon. If you don't like it too spicy, you can go ahead and add less. And a tip is you can make your own garam masala from scratch. So just have a look in Cookie Dough for that as well. All right, now the next ingredient is half a teaspoon of cumin that is ground. So just add that in, and you know when you add cumin, it's gonna be good. As well as the next ingredient, which is coriander. So ground coriander, we're gonna use 1 teaspoon of that. I'm gonna do a heaped one. Next ingredient is a half a teaspoon of your chili powder. If, like I say, you do not like heat, please just eliminate this portion. You don't have to add it in. All right. And then obviously you wouldn't have a curry without having some turmeric. So only 1/4 teaspoon, just a small portion. That's for a little bit of color and obviously a bit of taste. So what we'll do is put that back on, and it says in there to cook this for 3 minutes. So I'm just going to use my manual and my manual dials. So I've done the time, then touch the middle dial and zoom that right up to the maximum, which is Varoma, and then speed number 2. And it actually says put that on reverse. So reverse will be found at the bottom, so on your dial where your speed is, at the bottom of the number. If you just touch the little symbol of the blades, that will show you reverse, and that will stir your sauce for you. So do you remember I said to you that I wanted to show you a little tip? This recipe actually does say that it caters for 2 people. I have a little bit of leftovers in my fridge that we will be having as well as this meal, and obviously there is 4 of us. So I know it's not going to be sufficient, and like I say, that's 200 grams worth of mushrooms. It's not a lot. So what I'm going to do is actually add in an element which is actually important and is lacking in the recipe. Not to say that you don't have to add it, but protein. So what I've gone ahead and done is just pulled out 1 tin of red kidney beans. I've rinsed those, and I'm going to add that to my thermoserver now. So once my sauce is cooked, like I say, this has not been heated. I haven't heated anything. I'm actually going to use the residual heat from the sauce to cook those beans or heat them up. They are already cooked. So that's adding in 1 extra element and spreading my meal a little bit more. So just a little quick tip for you guys if you want to do that as well. Extend the meal, that's how you do it. There's so many ways you can cheat and change the recipes, especially if they're savory recipes. Please don't feel like you have to stick with what Thermomix, the cookie dough recipe actually says. You can change it up and suit it for your family's needs and requirements. So if you guys loved a little bit more mushrooms, you could add a little bit extra. Remember, they're being fried separately, so they're not as part of the sauce itself. But basically, this is the dinner. It's done. The extra element would be to add in, if you wanted to, you could either serve this with some mashed potato, or in our case, we'll be having some lovely steamed basmati rice. As soon as this is finished, I'm not even going to bother washing out the bowl once I've emptied it over the beans and the mushrooms. I'll just fill that up with some water, and I'll cook my basmati rice in the steamer basket. So whatever flavors are in from that sauce will be incorporated into the rice itself. So, and that is the meal for today. It is that simple. If you have any questions, or you need to know some information about this recipe, or maybe you just want to troubleshoot about something, please feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to help you with your Thermomix. And I'm just going to finish off this recipe now so you can see what it looks like. It does actually say add the reserved fried mushrooms and mix for 4 seconds on speed 2. But because I have the beans in there, I'm not going to do that. And it does, by the way, say reverse. So you'll have a look. This is the sauce that goes over it. Oh, it smells so good. Like really, really delicious. I've forgotten to bring out my spatula. Excuse me. Let me just pull this out. It smells beautiful. Very, very good. Like I say, if you're not vegan, don't worry about adding in the other elements that are dairy-free. You can just use what you normally use. So I'm just going to put that on over like that. Put the lid on so that while the rice is cooking, that will be staying warm and be ready to eat as soon as the rice is done. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, as I said, or you'd like to get a Thermomix on your kitchen bench, please get in touch with me, and I'd love to help you. So I am B from Thermi Tucker. Have a fantastic evening. Take care.